So let me guess, you've been scrolling through the dream bike on Instagram, maybe you've stopped by a dealership, and you've probably heard one of these names just tossed around like they're gold. But here's the truth, just because a bike is expensive, exclusive, or covered in carbon fiber doesn't mean it's worth your money. Today I'm giving you 5 motorcycles that are the most overrated bikes still being sold in 2025. We're talking big dollar names, Harley, Ducati, MB Agusta, BMW Indian, and I am not pulling any punches today. And before the comment section lights up, I'm not saying these are bad bikes, guys. I'm saying they're overhyped, overpriced, and underwhelming compared to what else you can get for the money. So let's get into it. So starting off the list, number 1, the Harley-Davidson Road Glide RR with a price of over $110,000. This is Harley-Davidson's quote-unquote crown jewel of King of the Baggers Racing Series. Carbon fiber bodywork, track spec Olin suspensions, performance brakes, a full fairing, and get this, guys, a price tag north of $110,000. Now look, I will give Harley-Davidson credit. This is the most aggressive bagger that they have ever made. It's a flex of engineering, but the question is, who is this for? They've made 131 of them. That's it. They were sold instantly to collectors, racers, and guys who just wanted to say, I own a race bagger. It's not like you're going to see these pull up at your local bike night. So let's just break this down for a second. You're paying, say, $120,000 to $130,000 on the secondary market because you're not getting one of these from the factory, and you literally are never going to ride this on the street. Harley fans are going to say, it's not about that. It's about what Harley can do when they go all out. But how about making something that's just for the rest of us, that we can all ride? See, the real issue here is timing. Harley-Davidson's core sales are still struggling, guys. Just Google their Q1 and Q2 financials. The average Harley dealership isn't celebrating this bike. They're trying to move Sportsters, Street Glides to an aging customer base that frankly is drying up. Meanwhile, Gen Z and millennials are begging Harley-Davidson for more affordable, approachable options. And what does Harley do? They drop a $110,000 bagger that most people are never going to take on the road. I mean, this is like Ferrari launching a new F1 car while their actual street cars are sitting unsold. So here's a radical idea. Instead of building a race bike for a race that no one watches, how about re-releasing a Street 750 at, say, a $7,999 price point with actual style and power? Maybe then Harley-Davidson would attract the next generation, but no, we got a trophy bike. Cool story. Okay, so number 2, we have the Ducati Panigale V4 SP2 with a price of $39,995. So this bike is the definition of a spec sheet bait. Carbon fiber wheels, dry clutch, STO style rear sets, numbered top triple clamp. Ducati tells you it is the most advanced track ready V4 that you can buy. And look, guys, they're right. If you're a track day assassin, this bike is incredible. The problem is you're not that guy, and Ducati knows it. See, this is the bike that you buy to post on forums, not to actually ride. The dry clutch on it is absolutely obnoxious in traffic. The carbon fiber wheels are super fragile on potholes, and the riding position is absolutely brutal unless you're tucked and leaned over. Cycle World compared the SP2 to the V4S and said basically, unless you're racing, just buy the S. You'll save over $6,000 and 95% of real-world performance is absolutely identical. In fact, the V4S might be the better bike for people who are riding twisty roads and canyon routes because, look guys, it is just a touch more forgiving. And let me be personal for a second. So I'm 5'10" with a 30-inch inseam. I have sat on this bike at shows. I've had a couple friends that have owned them, and within 30 seconds, my wrists were absolutely screaming. It's a gorgeous machine, but it's not made for regular humans like me and you. It's made for wind tunnels, it's made for race trailers, and it's made for professional motorcycle racers. So you know what's underrated? The Ducati Street Fighter V4. It's the same engine, you have upright ergonomics, and more usable in real life. But it doesn't have the hype. because hype sells even when it hurts. Okay, guys, number 3, we have the MV Agusta Brutale 1000 RR coming in at a price point of $46,000. Oh boy. So this is the motorcycle equivalent of an exotic watch brand from a company you've never heard of that makes a tourbillon and costs $400,000. You see, it makes 208 horsepower, has titanium connecting rods, has carbon fiber wings on a naked bike because, well, why not? So here's what Fortnite said about the Brutale 1000 RR, and I quote, "It is a scalpel made of fire," end quote, and not in a good way. See, this thing is a miserable below 6,000 RPMs. The feeling's harsh. The engine is outrageous. It's not a commuter. It's not a canyon carver. It's certainly not a tourer. It is a garage queen with winglets. And when you talk to a dealer about support, absolutely forget it. MV Agusta sold fewer than 2,000 units in total in North America across all bikes in 2023. Across all bikes in 2023. So here's where it breaks down. If you need a part, you better be on a first name basis with a guy named Lorenzo in Italy. I get it though. The bike is stunning, but so is a Ferrari Enzo. That doesn't mean you daily one. If you want to actually own a naked bike with superbike power, I would say you're better off to buy a Tonneau V4 factory or a KTM Super Duke R Evo. Both are faster, more comfortable, and get this, guys, half the price. This bike is for the same kind of guy who buys a wine cellar before he owns a kitchen. Great to look at, painful to live with. Okay, guys, well, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go to number 4, the BMW R18 Transcontinental, coming in at a price in between $27,000 and $31,000, depending on options. This one actually gets me a little bit fired up. So BMW saw Harley and Indian battling it out over the touring world and say, let's make a cruiser with a boxer engine. They built this 900-pound behemoth with a giant horizontally opposed pistons that stick out like wings. It is objectively kind of ridiculous. The engine's good for 91 horsepower and 116 foot-pounds of torque, which sounds okay, but then you realize how absolutely heavy this bike is. The torque doesn't feel snappy. Honestly, this bike feels sluggish. The ergonomics are weird. So again, I'm 5'10" with a 30-inch inseam, and I was spread out in the worst kind of way. My knees were pushed out by the heads. The bars were too far forward. BMW built this thing to look American, but it rides more like a Bavarian couch. And unfortunately, sales numbers prove it. According to Powersports Business, the R18 platform was supposed to challenge Harley-Davidson's touring lineup. Instead, it has become one of the slowest sellers in BMW's entire catalog. Dealerships are sitting on inventory all the way back from 2023. So you want to ride across America, I would say you're better off buying a Goldwing or a Road Glide Special. Both are faster bikes, they're more comfortable, and you don't look like you crashed a Zeppelin into a cafe racer. Okay, next up we have number 5, the Indian Challenger Elite, coming in at a price point of $38,000 plus. Let me be clear, I like Indian motorcycles. I think they've made Harley sweat in some ways that no other brand has. But the Challenger Elite, this one honestly is just dumb. It's the same exact Challenger everyone else gets, same Power Plus engine, same geometry, same ride modes, but with the quote Elite paint, a slightly louder sound system, a limited edition badging. Indian made 300 of these, and for the privilege of owning one, you will pay nearly $10,000 more than a base Challenger. No suspension upgrades, no braking system overhaul, just different paint. That's it. Ride Apart literally called the Elite trim a quote parking lot trophy. It is for the guy who wants to just one-up his friend who has already bought a Challenger Limited. You want a smarter buy, guys? I would say get a standard Challenger and spend the extra $10,000 on suspension, exhaust, a full helmet, audio system upgrades. You will get a better ride and you won't feel like you're getting scammed into buying, well, just a paint job. So we're going to dive into some honorable mentions, and we're going to consider this the bonus round. So bonus round is going to be starting off with the Arch KR GT1 coming in at $85,000. The Keanu Reeves bike, gorgeous machining, great story, and totally irrelevant to 99.9% of riders. It's a custom cruiser built from a billionaire's fantasy. Next up, we're going to have the Bimota Tessie H2 coming in at north of $60,000. The hub steering, Kawasaki-powered unicorn. It looks like something that Batman would ride, but for $60,000, you better have a garage, a service tech, and frankly, a therapist. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Honda Goldwing Tour Airbag DCT at $33,000. And I actually love the Goldwing, but the airbag, gimmick. There are about 4 recorded instances where it's deployed in the real world, and I would say just wear good gear and save the $2,000. So, final thoughts. Overrated doesn't mean trash. These bikes are all beautiful, and in some cases, they push engineering beyond the limits. But in the real world, where motorcycles should be fun, usable, and well, make you smile, they all fall short. See, if you're spending $30,000 to $60,000 on a bike, it better do more than just sit pretty. And if I've roasted your dream bike, guys, don't worry. I have absolutely made some horrible purchases in the past. So let me know in the comment section which one of these you think is the most overhyped, or which one maybe you would still buy just to flex. Like, subscribe, and stick around for the most underrated motorcycles of 2025. That one is coming soon. Thank you, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.